Welcome back to another episode of the All Things Nerd podcast. We are your hosts. I am Chad.
And I'm Jake.
This week we are sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
We're also sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We're going to be talking about the Netflix movie The Adam Project.
And then this week we're also joined by the cosplayer Ozzie J. So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast. Nerd.
Welcome back to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, we got some breaking news that's breaking hearts.
Yeah, we do.
Go ahead.
So, at the time of recording this, we record on Sundays. So, on March 13th, we lost a very important actor, both for nerds and just cinema in general. The great William Hurt has passed away at the age of 71 due to complications from cancer.
Yeah. They said he went peacefully with his loved ones. But yeah, he is no longer with us, and it's a bummer.
Yeah, it really sucks. I mean, he's been a part of, countless dramatic roles, but also, he's been a part of the MCU since 2008 with,
Director Ross
in The Incredible Hulk, and then reprising his role, in Civil
War,
Black Widow, Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Lost in Space forever ago. There's rumors that he was set to reprise his role in the upcoming She-Hulk series.
Oh, I hope he's still somehow in there a little bit at least.
Yeah, and if it goes the way of the comics with some Red Hulk,
yeah,
they can do a little bit of what they've done with Mark Hamill with like Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian with some good-looking CGI and voice manipulation to still give him some speaking roles to at least finish that arc.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's a bummer. He was a great actor, and yeah. So if you guys are listening, raise a glass to the great William Hurt. He will be missed in the world of cinema.
And from the nerd side of things, rest in peace, Director Ross.
Absolutely. Other than that,
yeah, we'll probably just skip our weekly banter and just kind of jump right into sponsor number one here. So
sponsor numero uno, as you guys know, is Ray's Energy Drinks. Fantastic energy drink. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash. And if energy drinks aren't your thing, they have a lot more to choose from supplements to protein to desserts. All fantastic. Listen up and learn how to save 15%. We'll be right back with you to talk about The Adam Project on Netflix. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Ray's Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Ray's Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their Refresh formula technology, Ray's Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Ray's Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS allthingsnerd.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, guys. So Netflix released on Friday the Adam Project, which we saw the preview for during the Super Bowl, and it was actually really good. I was surprised by how much I liked it.
Yeah, it was. I would say it's probably up there as one of the better, if not the best, Netflix original films that's come out,
Yeah,
at least recently. I'm sure that there's
super funny for
my God.
starters. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds.
And the same director that brought us Free Guy and will be bringing us Deadpool 3, which is also awesome.
Yeah. Plus, no, it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, plus, Ryan Reynolds. Just half-mast the entire film.
Half.
Well, I didn't know how far we were going to go with that. And if we were going to be honest, if we were just going to play into it a little bit. Just, the Washington Monument from start to finish.
It's very funny. Mark, Ruffalo's in it, and then so Zoe
Wow,
Saldana.
you just don't like him. My God. I thought that his character was great.
Yeah,
I know you think that he's boring.
I like him as a person. I've seen interviews. We're actually really good friends. I think he's really funny. I've seen in interviews and stuff. He seems like a nice guy. As an actor, I think he's pretty what do you call it? Like oatmeal.
Just bland.
Just plain oatmeal. No raisins, no apples chunks.
Raisins.
You never had raisins in your oatmeal?
I'm white. I'm not that white.
Like jazzes it up a little bit. No, I was poor. So
I don't add raisins to my dishes to spice things up. I'm white, but not that white.
My mom's white.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. Love you.
But yeah, other than Mark Ruffalo, I mean, who else is in this?
Zoe Saldana, Jennifer Garner.
You just hating on all these people.
I don't even hate Jennifer Garner. It's just being a jerk.
Yeah. But
it's a time travel movie. It's cool though.
To me, I found it really funny that this is the second time travel movie, third technically, time travel movie that Mark Ruffalo has been in, and every single one of them obeys very different rules of time travel.
Well, I don't think 13 going on 30 wasn't time travel.
I guess not, because it kind of followed the rules of Big.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just our generation's Big,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Even though Big came out like
I was like, Big was my
years
generation
before we were born. Like it wasn't like a generational gap. It was like it came out, and then a couple years later, you came
Either
along,
way.
and then a couple years later.
Both versions of those movies involved a minor having sex with a full-grown adult. So, it was cool.
Yeah, in like a Freaky Friday sort of body swap sort of way. Minus the body swap. Just you did not help the situation by making that joke. I don't know how to dig myself out of that situation, dude. But it was I think the first time that Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Garner have shared the screen since, which is kind of cool.
I think so, yeah.
But obviously,
they were both adults this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this movie does focus on obviously Ryan Reynolds and Walker Scobell, the kid that plays young Adam. And man, this kid is gonna go places.
He's hilarious.
Just for how funny Ryan Reynolds is, I think this kid stole the show.
Well, he had to be. You can't have Ryan Reynolds being like Ryan Reynolds on screen and then have a boring kid be on screen and be like, how is that kid gonna turn into this punk? You know,
That's true.
doesn't make sense. Yeah, so they had to.
I mean, they even
They,
joke about that. Like,
oh yeah,
you'll be fine. How do you know? This
look
is
at this guy.
look at this guy.
Yeah.
This is your future. This is what you will be.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. There's some funny parts. We don't want to give away. Spoiler alert, by the way. We don't want to give away too much of the movie.
Well, we knew it was about time travel because of the
Yeah,
trailer. Like, we're not giving
yeah.
anything away there.
But there's like Ryan Reynolds has like this weapon that looks like a lightsaber, and the young version of himself is like, "Is that a lightsaber?" And Reynolds is like, "No, it's not a lightsaber." Blah blah blah. And when he finally opens it, like a light like comes out of both ends of it, and the kid's like, "It's a lightsaber, dude."
Yeah. To
It's
the
pretty
point
funny.
later in the movie, the kid picks it up, extends it, and then threatens one of the bad guys. Like, "Have you ever gotten your ass kicked by an asthmatic 12-year-old with a lightsaber?"
Yeah.
And then the bad guy just punches the kid in the face. Just absolutely hilarious. But there's some there's a bunch of like random references throughout the movie as well. Also, right before that scene where Walker Scobell makes that joke about beating up a dude with the lightsaber, he like jumps to a platform to grab this. We're just gonna call it a lightsaber, okay? He jumps and grabs the lightsaber and like lands like Black Widow and is like superhero landing.
And then they zoom in on Ryan Reynolds' face
And he's like, "What the fuck?"
because that's very much a Deadpool
Yeah.
reference. Yeah, it's super funny. I
What
think
the shit?
my favorite part is probably Ryan Reynolds' character is shot in the stomach early on in the movie, and as he's like bandaging himself up, he keeps coughing, and every time he coughs, his stomach makes like a farting noise, and he's like, my stomach's farting.
The cough fart.
Yeah, not good.
This movie is super enjoyable, guys. I
Yeah.
know we're not going to spend a lot of time on it because we don't want to break down this film without giving too much away, but it is a really enjoyable film.
Once you
And
get past Mark Ruffalo, it's pretty good.
Mark Ruffalo's character is fine in this movie.
I actually, you know what the funny thing is? I actually don't not like Mark Ruffalo.
I know you just mainly do it because you know it gets me riled up because I really enjoy Mark Ruffalo.
You don't even know his name.
Shut up. Fucking hey. But seriously, guys, go watch this movie. It's a ton of
It's worth
fun.
it.
The director behind it, I should have written down his name, but he was the same director behind Free Guy, which was an absolute blast, and he will be directing Deadpool 3
Deadpool 3.
as a part of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a blast. He's proven that working with Ryan Reynolds can just pump out comic gold that's enjoyable and can tell a good story at the same time.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Now, I mean, we kind of talked about like our main points about the movie that we found funny without trying to spoil too much. Before we get into sponsor number 2, when we come back from sponsor 2, we will be diving into our interview with Ozzie J Cosplay. It was a really enjoyable interview, and a good mix of seriousness as well as a little bit of dark humor from him, and it was just a lot of fun. So if you guys have ever been interested in the world of cosplay, stay tuned. We'll be right back to talk with Ozzie J. And Jake, tell us about our second sponsor.
Our second sponsor is Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything,
Yeah, super
especially breakfast burritos, because I had it with my breakfast burritos. Fucking amazing.
I just found the first place near my new apartment that sells it again.
Nice.
So excited. Oh my god, I've missed it so much. But yeah, we'll be right back.
Listen up.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, guys. So this week we have an awesome guest with us. As you can see, he is a cosplay master. He plays not. He's even said he doesn't just play the penguin; he is the penguin, known in the cosplay world as Papa Penguin. Welcome to the show, Ozzie J.
Guys, thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, let's get right into it. Really, who is Ozzie J? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
God, oh, Ozzie J Cosplay was at one point I did cosplay a party clown called the Joker. I met my wife about what is it, 16 years now? Mm-hmm. 16 years ago, we got married at a comic book shop as Joker and Harley Quinn, and people just started looking at me, going, you should try Penguin, and I haven't looked back since. It's kept me going. I mean, I'm retired. I used to be a professional wrestler a long time ago. I can't really say the call letters of the places I've worked because you get a lot of trouble for that. But
is it
my
like
body
two U's put together a couple of times?
And let's put it. It wasn't the World Wildlife Federation at the start.
Okay.
I worked for pretty much all of them. I was a manager. The only name drop that I'll do is because I loved him like a father. He trained me how to run my mouth, which kind of got me in the role for being Penguin. Was Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Okay.
He was my teacher, and ever since then, when my body gave out from wrestling, I got into cosplay, and I did like one free comic book day, and just watching the kids smile, laugh, and interact, and having adults come up to me and go, you just brought back my childhood from Burgess Meredith and all that. I haven't looked back since. And then we started the Gotham Underground, which is over 30 members. 30 now? Yeah. Over 30 of us villains and sociopaths. We do charity events. We never charge for appearances. We do raffles. We try to give back to the community. We're trying to get rid of the stigmata of like the toxicity that's going on. Cosplayers aren't all bad people. We actually care about each other, and we are family, and we're just trying to.
Everybody can cosplay.
Yeah, everybody. Like the wife, she's holding up a teleprompter for me. Everybody can cosplay. I mean, I got a guy who looks like one of the mountain men who dressed as Wonder Woman, and I still have nightmares to this day because of that. Wonder Woe Man, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. He looks like if you put Gallagher, the comedian, in drag.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
But he's a great guy. But yeah, cosplay's for everybody. And me and the wife, we go around our community dressed up. I mean, I'm out in public like this, God, 75% of the time. I go to restaurants and eat like this.
That's awesome.
That's super cool. So when did you really, I mean, you kind of touched base on it, but like, when did you really like dive into the world of cosplay?
About 5-6 years ago, I I had a stroke, and I was bedridden for most of the time because of the stroke, and my L5 in my back protrudes about a centimeter and a half, and I'm not able to walk much. And I got tired of being just in bed looking at four walls. So cosplay kind of gave me, how can I put it? I mean, it gave me incentive to get up, just seeing people laugh, smile, interact, and have fun. So it basically gave me more of a purpose to get out there. It's like I want to be able to entertain people. I want people to have a good day. I want people to smile if they're having a bad day. Just to bring a character to life, just interact, whatever it is. Or if somebody's having a worse time than me, like uh, one thing that really got me into this was I did a convention a long time ago. I think it was about 5 years ago. It was Hero Hype. This little tiny girl who was just going through chemotherapy came up to me, and my big thing was I carry rubber ducks on me, and it's a penguin thing, and I gave her one, and she automatically lit up, and it's something that I never ever really experienced. She came up and she hugged me so hard that it was hard not to emotionally cave in. I mean, I don't usually break character and cry and stuff, but it meant the world to me, and I want to relive that moment every day over and over and over and over again if I can.
Yeah.
So that's what really pushed me over the edge. Also, my wife joining me in the cosplay community as one of Penguin's bodyguards. He has three lethal ladies. He has Lark, Raven, and Jay. She plays Lark, my bodyguard, when we go out. So I have her with me, and eventually I'll have Raven and Jay. So we'll have the entire crew. And then I have another person going through transition called Celtic Cosplay. Defeed plays my butler, Bosworth, from one of the episodes Penguin was in. But yeah, it just interacting with the community and just bringing joy to people is why I do it.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
And you oh, sorry, go for it, Jake.
Nope, you go.
Go. I was going to say, you mentioned that you started out, as the
Joker.
The clown prince that we're not trying to give him too much credit here.
Okay, he's only a second-rate party clown anyway. He can't even do balloon animals.
Other than being doing cosplay as him and as the Penguin, is there any other cosplays that you've done or that you hope to do?
Right now, the cosplays that I do is I do the original Bray Wyatt, where he was the Swamp Preacher. I also do the Fiend Bray Wyatt, Crowley from Supernatural, because face it, Crowley is just basically Penguin. And the boys, that and currently my cosplay daughter, Troublemaker Cosplay, is helping me put together another classic from the 66 series. I'm going to do Victor Buono's King Tut.
Okay.
Which is going to be a lot of work, but compared to what I wear now, it's going to be a lot cooler.
Okay.
Seems hard to do.
Yeah.
Well, Penguin, living down in Florida right now wearing fur is just not ideal.
Brutal, yeah. So while we're on that subject, but have you seen the new Batman, or have you any interest in it? And if so, what do you think about Colin Farrell's Penguin?
Well, I loved the Penguin movie immensely. It was great. I mean, the fact that they got the Twilight guy to co-star against my guy was amazing. I'm just glad for once. I mean, I have kind of a pet peeve, but that's just me. But everybody likes certain penguins. I mean, I'm I'm a firm believer of the classic, like Burgess Meredith and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Danny DeVito, yes, he was a great Penguin, but from my heart, if you read the comics, one thing Penguin was never was a child killer because of the way he grew up. I mean, he was with his mother, and he had a rough childhood and stuff. And Colin Farrell plays this character like he should. Penguin was working for Falcone in a couple of the books, and he had to find his niche by playing everybody against each other. He was loyal to a point, but he had his own ambitions. And the way that they're doing it now is showing the way Penguin was in the comic books. He was a mastermind. Uh, if you knew something, he'd make you work for it, tell you, make you think you got it out of him. And then later on down the road, like when Gordon and Batman had him cornered and they had him all tied up and they're yelling at him going, look at this. You're the rat with wings. And he's like, I don't know Spanish, but hey, I know la from la and all this stuff. I think he's talking about you. He totally was the sarcastic Penguin the way he should be, and it showed that he knew something and figured out something that even the two, heroes couldn't figure out.
Right.
But I think Colin Farrell is going to actually, besides Robin Lord Taylor, give the Penguin the origin that he deserves.
Yeah.
Sweet. I like it. That's a good answer. Yeah.
I thought that he was fantastic.
Yeah. He's great.
If you want to look at it, he's basically DC's version of Kingpin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, especially in the Batman. Like he plays like the gangster that can be brutal if he needs to, but he's much more interested in playing the long game.
Yeah. You notice he doesn't get his hands dirty unless he has to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, with Falcone, he was really ready to get his hands dirty with that one. I was surprised at that, but yeah, I mean, and now that he's going to get a spin-off series on HBO Max, I really can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. So
yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Because they were originally going to do like a Gotham PD.
Well, they are still doing this GCPD, but it's undergone some changes. They're going to have the Penguin series. The GCPD is now going to be called Arkham.
Oh, right.
Where they're going to be delving into the Arkham inmates and stuff. So we'll be able to see the cameo better, Riddler, and Zaz and whoever else they're planning on bringing in eventually.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be cool.
They're definitely DC's up in their game now. It's instead of getting too cartoony and
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
but they are bringing back the animated series. I heard.
What was that?
They are going to bring back the animated series with the original voices again.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, I did not hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was talking. I heard it from Kevin Conroy. Who was talking about it at one of the conventions, and we got into it. And he says they're either going to do the full series reboot, or they're going to do it as like they just recently did the audio Adventures of Batman. They're going to do it that way, but with the original cast of the animated series, all the voices like Mark Hamill, Paul Williams, and all that.
Wow.
Sweet. Yeah.
Holy nostalgia. I cannot wait for that.
Me either. I mean, I'm a big fan ever since Batman '66. That's what my grandfather got me addicted to it. And when I met Burgess Meredith before he passed away, I was just like more and more wanting to do this. So
yeah, that's really cool. So we can see that you have a very intricate but also very comic book accurate looking cosplay here. I know that a lot of cosplayers will like go out and make their own costumes, or they'll buy like bits and pieces. So with your cosplay, like have you like made it yourself, or know people that make it, or have you just kind of like pieced it together over the years and gotten like closer and closer?
Lots of it are bits and pieces. Like the overcoat that I wear now, me and the wife, we repurpose a lot of my old stuff for like the trench coat that I'm wearing was back from my wrestling days. That we multi-purpose. We added fur collar, added some accoutrement like the different tags and the like the buttons and stuff. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that we do is we'll buy something and repurpose it. We'll change it around the hat. We'll add more to it. Like we've got the purple bands, the vests and stuff. We add more. We change out the buttons. We add like the cufflinks. You can't really see them, but rubber duck cufflinks and stuff like
That's
that.
awesome.
The pocket watches with the engraving Oswald Cobblepot rubber ducks on them as well. The spats. But a lot of the stuff is between my wife and Troublemaker Cosplay. We build off of what we have. I mean, at one point, I have the purple pants for the other book version of the Penguin, which came from my wedding outfit. So yeah,
Okay.
and for to be Penguin, it's basically buy a tuxedo and change it around a little bit here and there. I mean, I've got different coats. I've got the original purple hat for Burgess Meredith when I do his. I am working on Colin Farrell's version of it
Sweet.
because I really want to be able to do that version. I do the animated series version where I add a light blue contact to the monocle eye so it looks like the animated series with that one huge white eye and the little pupil. So
Awesome.
That is so cool.
My other bodyguard, Raven.
Oh.
Penguins got cats. Go figure, right? You can't drink wine, Raven. I love you, sweetie.
Celine sent you to steal the money, didn't she?
But
So, as you're in your cosplay, have you met any like famous like Batman actors or not just Batman, but like anybody associated in a Batman movie or film? It sounds like you already met like the Penguin from the originals, but anybody else?
I met Robin Lord Taylor dressed as Penguin, and he just looked at me. This was before they were getting ready to film the last episode, and we were talking, and I was looking at him going, you know what they got to do is they got to bulk you up and they got to give you a fat suit, a monocle, and the hat. And he looked at me and smiled, and I'm just sitting there going, huh. And then when I saw the episode, I was like, I'll be damned. They gave him a fat suit, a monocle, and the top hat. I was like, oh. So, I mean, I've met, of course, well, me and the Gotham gang, we kidnapped Kevin Conroy at a convention.
Awesome. That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he retweeted us the picture for that one. I talk to him every now and then, and we touch base. We go back and forth on TikToks, making fun of each other. But when I met Burgess Meredith, this is when he was on the set of Grumpy Old Men 2. This was before he passed away and he got really sick. He was telling me that he was actually going to be playing Penguin's father in Gotham, or he was even going to be Penguin's father in Batman Returns, but his health didn't permit it. And when I met him on the set, I was dressed as his character. And I walked up to him. I mean, I got confidence when I'm dressed like this to talk to anybody, but I just wandered up to him, and he's just staring at me. And the way he does it is, I mean, he looks right through you, but you couldn't really tell what he was thinking. And he's just looking at me. He's looking at me. And I'm just like, oh, did I do something wrong? Did I offend this man? I mean, I look at him like, and he just smiled, cocked his head. He did the I'm like, cool. And then he goes, it's like looking in a mirror. Like I said, I don't break character, but tears. I just, oh my God, thank you so much. And I mean, he was like, no, calm down. He goes, I'm glad to see somebody respected what I did. I'm like, how can you not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
Everybody,
cool, man.
I mean, everybody knows Burgess Meredith. So, I mean, I mean, the one that I really would love to meet again, but this was before I was cosplaying. Was I met Jack Nicholson at Universal Studios when I was a teenager. This was just when they finished doing the first Batman movie, and he was Joker. Uh, we were on a studio tour, and the tour guide goes, "Oh, we have a special guest in the back, and you might recognize him from The Shining and stuff like that." And she says, "Mr. Nicholson is walking through the studio." Everybody turned, and he turned at the same time. So nobody saw him, but I kept watching as everybody turned around. He turned around, and he made eye contact with me, and then he smiled at me, looked, and then walked off. I was like, "Oh, that son of a gun." My goal is to meet a few more, but the only person that I really haven't met from like the original Batman series, which is really weird to say it, was Adam West.
Mm.
I met pretty much every one of the stars growing up. I met Vincent Price when he was doing Egghead, Roddy McDowell's Bookworm, Victor Buono. My grandfather introduced me. I think I was maybe 4 when I met him. But my two favorites besides Burgess Meredith were Frank Gorshin and Julie Newmar. So I got to sit and have drinks with the Riddler and Catwoman.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
I mean, Frank Gorshin told me a story that stuck with me to this day. How him and Adam West went to a Hollywood orgy party, dressed in their characters, and they got kicked out of the party because they stayed in character. I mean, you can imagine, a Hollywood party like that, and you got him over in the corner telling jokes, and you got Adam West drinking glasses of milk and making comments about citizens.
That's amazing. I used to watch the old series with my mom when I was a little kid. Yeah.
My grandfather used to just sit there with me and tell me stories about the different films that they were in, and I just got drawn into it because it was a living comic book.
Mm.
And just how you learn like little things, like when they filmed the villains, they had the camera on a tilt for the reason saying, okay, they were crooked, so film them crooked.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
So cool.
But yeah, I like I said, I just want to, like the kids now, they really don't appreciate the comics like they used to. They're like, oh, it's got to have violence. Not everything has to be violence nowadays. We get plenty of that. Just enjoy the character. You don't have to make them like sociopathic. You don't have to make them Joker, right, honey? I'm not dressing up as part of Joker ever again. Still getting white makeup out of my ears.
Penguin, we're not actually married anymore.
The wife just said, "Now, if you're Penguin, does this mean we're not actually married?" Now I have to think.
Trick question. Don't answer.
If we're not married, what are you doing here? Get out of my house.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Backfired. I wasn't ready.
There's some people I gotta call.
Raven and Jay.
I'd rather have Raven and Jay. Yeah, come here, Keys. Yeah, everybody says me and the wife are a sitcom. We are actually Penguin and Lark in real life.
That's awesome.
And she's bickering, and she's always she's always.
Is she in her cosplay as well right now?
No. She's in mama mode with the kiddies, trying to keep them busy.
Yeah.
But
nothing wrong with that.
The way she dresses, we kind of mixed it with the old style Burgess Meredith goons with the bowler hat, the black shirt. She wears one that says Penguin for mayor or Penguin for president because. Hey, if you can have a criminal in real life for president, why not me? Because at least our motto is give America the bird it deserves.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So you mentioned kind of when we first started talking, about like the community aspect of cosplaying, but what do you have for advice for people that want to get into cosplay or people that are, still starting out in cosplay but want to take it to the next level?
Hmm. Be like Nike. Yeah, just do it.
Just
No, be anything you want to be. You want to be how can I put this? Like you want to be a mountain man dressed as Wonder Woman. Do it. Enjoy your character. Go out there, have fun. That's what it is. It gives you time to get away from everything that holds you back. Just go out there, be your character, have fun. Find a character you identify with. Uh, just like I did. I mean, I did Joker for a while because for a while I really didn't take too much seriously, and like the wife is saying off stage, I'm unstable. Yeah, like you're like this doesn't mean I'm stable. Yeah, I know, honey.
I was going for loony.
Yeah,
But
loony,
okay.
uh-huh. You're lucky this is a family show. But no, just go out there. If you be anything you want to be, you don't have to have somebody tell you, "All right, you're too big to do this character. You're too small to do this character. You're too old to do this character." Do it. Enjoy it. I have friends in the cosplay community who are in their 60s and
Wow.
they are still doing couples cosplay.
That's
Uh, they
awesome.
were they were at a convention uh, that is no longer around called Villicon, where, by the way, I won the presidency of Villicon versus Harvey Bullock, which I don't understand why they had me run against a cop at a villain themed place, but they dressed up as Barbossa and Jack Sparrow, and then the next day they were Fester and his psychopathic wife that tried to kill him in Adam's Family Values.
Hmm.
And they still to this day they enjoy it. They love each other to death, and it keeps them going. I mean, and it gives people confidence. My wife, when I first met her, timid, wouldn't talk back to anybody. Now I can't shut her up. I mean, she's like, "Well, you wanted me to stick up for myself." I says, "Not to me." But she's got confidence. She goes out there, and now she does her little makeup tutorials. She's great with makeup. She's good at closet cosplay, where she pulls little random bits out of the closet and puts together like a Sith character, Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Lark. She cosplays Jennifer from The Witcher,
Hmm.
and she's working on many other ones. I mean, she does Lilo, and she's trying to get me to wear something even heavier and more burdening, like a full Stitch costume, and I'm going to be sweating to death in that thing. But that's because the first movie we saw together when we first got together was Lilo and Stitch, and
Huh.
that's basically us. She's Lilo, and of course I'm the
Alien.
yeah. Okay, one. Yeah,
That's good.
Back to
Wow.
That's good.
yeah. I do a lot of imitations of people. It happens. Oh, and another cosplay that I'm working on that since my hair's falling out, I'll eventually be Kingpin.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Be super rad.
No, not if you're losing your hair. It's not cool.
Well,
But
it
no,
it gives me inspiration as I'm only 31 and my hair is falling out and thinning real bad. So it gives me options moving forward as I want to get into this world.
so your hair, you're in your 30s. Your hair is falling. Are you married?
Not anymore.
See, I was married twice before. That's what started the thinning. And I met somebody who's just as crazy as me. I'm sorry, I said I would never meet or do them. If you keep playing video games, you're never going to meet anybody. Go figure. EverQuest Adventures for the PlayStation. I met my wife.
no, Ozzy. Oh,
Anyway,
You kind of already answered this through our conversation, but Other than like the old TV show and stuff like that, where do you draw your where do you draw your inspiration from? Do you get it from comic books too, or what other film and stuff do you get your inspiration for your costumes through? It doesn't have to be just Penguin. It could be
Oh
any
yeah,
of
yeah.
your cosplays.
Uh, Comic books, TV alone. Like sometimes if I hear a character and how he, like Bray Wyatt, if you know from the old WWE where he was the Swamp Preacher with the Wyatt family and stuff before he became the Fiend. I just fell in love with the character, how it was, how he talked like the Swamp Preacher, just follow the buzzards and stuff like that. I mean, it's just if you're drawn to the character, that's what it is. I mean, that's the fun of playing it because then you make it your own. You put spins on it, and like Penguin, I have a version that's like a cross between Danny DeVito's and Burgess Meredith's in a way, or I'll have a version of Robin Lord Taylor mixed with uh, Danny DeVito's. Or just recently, we've done Sci-Fi Barto, which is um, a little street fair out here. It's a free con that they close down every street on Main Street for the entire day, and it's just a free convention. Cosplayers and whatnot. They just recently it was a galaxy far, far away. They did a Star Wars mashup. So me and the gang, we decided we were going to do a mashup of our characters in Star Wars. So me being the pompous, arrogant person I am, I took Penguin and mixed him with Palpatine and made him Emperor Penguin. So you had
I love it.
Darth Glacius, Master of the Porg. And I'm also working on trying to figure out how to do it without sweating my butt off. Is I want to make it just for the hell of it. Is the Porgwin, just a giant porg dressed as a penguin. But yeah, it's just you get your inspirations for everything. I mean, just like original characters, you just sit there and you can be like, hey, why not do this character? Or if you play Dungeons and Dragons, I mean, there's characters I remember when I first started playing that. I was like, that'd be kind of a cool character to make the costume. You go, you see different things, you hear different voices, it draws you in. You make the character around that. That's what it is. It's all your imagination. I mean, like Doug Henning, you said, it's hallelujah. It's fun. That's the point of cosplay is have fun. It's not about trophies, awards, and stuff like that. It's for me, it's fun.
Yeah. We went to New York Comic Con 2021 and when literally the moment we walked in, we both just went, fuck, we probably should have dressed up.
Yeah.
Like we were more outcast because we weren't dressed up and everybody else was, and we were like, oh shoot. So next one we go to, we've already been talking about what we're gonna do and who we're gonna be, and yeah, so
Yeah, that was the first convention I walked into with the wife. We weren't dressed, and I was just like, I feel out of place.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
same.
there's
And
such
people,
good cosplay, and then there's,
yeah,
I don't want to like bash on people either, because like obviously like you're doing what you love, but there's also people where it's like, it's not as fine tuned
right.
as what others are, and you're like, man, like I don't have to spend, like a ton of money to like have this perfect accurate cosplay. Like
Yeah.
I can just do it because it's, like you say, it's fun, and you get to experience it in a whole new way, to where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, next time we need to do something.
Yeah, everybody does. Everybody starts somewhere. I mean, be it you just throw a cloak on and you just walk around and go, okay, I'm a monk, I'm a magician, I'm an emperor. The whole point is you go, you have fun, and the thing is, the more and more you do it, you find people with similar interests. You meet lifelong friends. I mean, my first big event I did, there's a place out here, a comic book shop in Orlando called Gods and Monsters, and my friend Mark Newport was trying to film in their bar in the area. It's called Vault 241, and it's like an apocalyptic bar. So it looked like something the Batman villains would do. So he wanted to do a photo shoot where the villains had captured Nightwing, Zatanna, and Batgirl. So we did a whole video shoot there, and I met this cosplayer. He gets mad at it. I call him world famous Harris Cosplay, but it's Harris Cosplay. He does Maui, Bane. He dresses as a barbarian. He does many other characters. Really nice guy. And that was the first time I met him. And we hit it off, and we kind of became closer than family. We're definitely, we call each other blood. He's one of my closest family friends. Somebody I talk to on a daily basis. It just, and I thank everything that cosplay brought me to meet him. Uh, he's a great guy. I don't know what I do without, or the family I have now, which like they call me Papa Penguin. Like you said, it's with my health, I've never had anybody really. How some families are; they're not really close and stuff like that. I'm not trying, heartstrings and stuff. My family is, how can I put it? Sopranos meets Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so my family wasn't really close. So growing up, I mean, I had a few, like my mom, she's always been supportive and stuff like that. But now this family, they literally would take a bullet for you. And I am so honored and grateful to have them because now I don't have to push my wife in the way. I know you didn't think it was going to go. Never expect what you think you're going to get. This one you think you're going to get a heartfelt thing? Yeah. Yeah.
That's so great.
Oh man. Well, so with that being said, like, what are some final words from you, and let everybody know where they can find you, and you know.
Where can't they find me? Uh, it's been a real blessing lately. I mean, we're trying. It's like every year a new convention comes up, or we get invited to a newer one. We've been blessed to get into SuperCon last year. Hopefully, we'll be in this year. We've got a library con in Sarasota coming up. I'm trying to, with my health the way it's going, it's not great, but my family is trying to make it so I can continue to do what I do and enjoy what I love. Um, I'm trying to get out to New York so I could do one of the Comic Cons out there. I haven't done a lot of the traveling cons yet, but I want to do New York. I want to do Chicago, San Diego Comic Con, which God help us all if I show up there. That one's going to be a tough one because of how packed it is. But yeah, any local cons, little cons like that, you always see me. TikTok. I mean, if anybody needs this bird for anything, just like simple, like if you want a birthday wish from the penguin, I'm glad to do it for you. Or if you have somebody who's sick, you want cheered up, I'm glad to do it for you.
And how do they get in touch with you to do that? Like you said, you have a TikTok. What's your TikTok handle?
The TikTok is my wife's. I'm her dancing bear. When her followers go down, she throws me on camera and says, "Babe, do something." So that's Miss Riddle. That's Miss Riddlebox on TikTok. Miss Riddlebox Cosplay on TikTok. Okay. You got Ozzie J Cosplay on Facebook. You also have that on Instagram, and then we have the Gotham Underground Cosplay, which is the group of all of us. If you want to get in touch with any of us, we're on that. We're also on Facebook, Instagram. That's Facebook, GoDaddy sites, Instagram as well. Then there's the SoFlo Gotham Underground, which is our southern chapter that we just recently opened. Since we're getting every con, we seem to absorb new members. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. The one that I'm waiting on right now, I keep pressuring her. I'll get her. Is Athena Finger. I talked to her. I'm so glad I met her. But Bill Finger's granddaughter, the guy who actually, with Bob Kane, invented us miscreants. She's such a sweetheart. But as for parting words and stuff like that, enjoy cosplay. Bond with the people you meet. Embrace being a nerd. It's fine. I mean, if you just want to get like a Phantom of the Opera mask and you wear whatever you want, just it's a mask. Enjoy the con. Life is short because stupid stuff happens. Life comes up. Like last week, I was supposed to be, and of course, family emergency, which I do humbly apologize still for.
Oh no, we get it.
It's make your acquaintances because you never know. You're going to find that one person that brings out the best in you. And if you don't take that chance to go embrace it and have fun, and you're afraid that, oh, they're going to make fun of me. Who cares? I mean, I met my brother Brian. I met my wife doing something people told me I shouldn't. Don't play video games. I met her, and as far as I'm concerned, everything before that part of my life was nothing. Like if I was to go tomorrow, I could honestly say this is the happiest I've been since I met my wife, my family, and been in cosplay because it brings so much joy to you. You have fun. You meet people like you gentlemen. It's an honor for me and a privilege for me. You guys asked. I love it. I enjoy doing stuff like this. To me, these little memories like this stay with me. I don't forget them. I don't forget people. I remember everything that I've done as this. And that's why this is such a great thing to do. And like I said, truly from my heart and my soul and my family and my little miscreant cats, thank you guys for having me on.
Well, thank you for being on. Hopefully we'll run into you at a con someday.
Oh, trust me.
Awesome.
If I'm at a con you're at, you can't miss me because I'm even louder. Precious as Penguin walking around because I don't break character often, and I'm just loud and boisterous. I'm just that big guy. But yeah, I mean, you see Penguin, run up, give him a hug. I don't care. I love every one of you guys. I do. You guys are what gives me strength and keep me going, and I do humbly take everything you guys give me to heart, and I hold it dear to me. So
awesome. Well, man, you're awesome, and we appreciate you for coming on.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. I mean, anytime you need a goofball like me, feel free. I'm available.
I think we already follow you, but I'll double check and make sure that we're following you on your social media, and yeah.
And like I said, if anybody out there wants us at a con that you don't normally see us at, mention us to them.
Sweet.
Hound them, badger them,
Yeah.
threaten them, kidnap loved ones, whatever.
Right.
Ask for us. We'll gladly do it.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, I mean, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Seriously.
Thank you.
It's been
That's
great
all.
getting to talk with you and learn a little bit more about you and the world of cosplay, and we can't wait to see some of your upcoming cosplays as well as
yeah.
Hopefully King Tut will be in the next few months.
Sweet.
I'm just waiting for my cos daughter to get her surgery on her wrist. She hurt herself doing a cosplay stunt, hanging from one of our bodybuilder friends' wrists as Spider-Gwen. So, but yeah, I guarantee there's going to be a lot more coming from us. So
awesome. Well, we can't wait to see it.
thank you.
Right. Yeah, and you have a great rest of your night, and we'll stay in touch.
You got it. You have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Bye, Ozzie.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was awesome. That guy was fucking cool, man. His cosplay is awesome. And if you haven't looked at his cosplay, go look him up. Look a brother up because
links are in the show notes to find him on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, stuff like that.
Yeah. Thanks again, Ozzie J Cosplay, for hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I mean, from there, let's go ahead and just.
I see what you did.
Yeah.
I see what you
I
did.
avoided it. We are going to go ahead and close out this episode, but before we do, you guys know the drill. There's some stuff we got to talk to you about. Like what, Jake?
Well, for one, our what's it called? Patreon.
The Patreon. Yeah.
Go check out our Patreon. Give us money. We like it. It helps us keep doing what we're doing. We don't actually pocket any money off of it. Right now, our podcast is self-sustaining. So we're not making money off of you guys giving us money. But if you like what we're doing and you want us to keep doing it, then give.
Yeah, and it allows us to get more and more guests. And
and you guys get cool shit for it too. Like, it's not just giving us money for, we send you exclusive not content, merchandise and stuff. It's awesome.
You do also get like full behind the scenes interviews that haven't been cut or anything like that. As more and more people join, we'll start like a group chat just for the Patreons where you can voice inputs, and then we'll start throwing some heads up for upcoming guests. So if there's questions for these guests that you guys want to ask, we can incorporate that. So it's just a great way to be involved more. Sorry, that was my dog shaking in the background. She got a new collar, and it's much more tingy than her old one. It just gives you an opportunity to be a little bit more involved behind the scenes as well, and allows us to keep doing what we do. Other than that, obviously, we have our web store. Follow us on Instagram. We don't do anything on TikTok, but there is one. We'll get there.
We got it. Now that Chad's back here in Minnesota,
and then once you're done with your move,
once we're closer, because right now we live an hour and a half away from each other.
Yeah.
Once I move in May, we'll be a lot closer, and then we can start putting content up on our TikTok, and then we will encourage you to go follow that as well.
Yeah.
Plus, right now,
if you like to see how great Jake looks, and I guess me, follow us on, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you can watch the episodes. But I'm gonna say it. With that being said,
well, I mean, we could have just took a drink, but
nope, too late. This has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.